Hello and welcome to our weekly IG Live. We are going to be learning more about the Louisville Book Festival, and we're going to be talking with author Dee Dee Cummings. She's going to give us the latest. This is something that's been happening for several years now. And this year, for the first time, it's going to be an in-person event. Of course, from the pandemic, it was done as a virtual event, and this is the first time that we're going to be able to do it in person, so it's very exciting. They've got a lot of great authors lined up, and so we're going to be talking to Dee Dee, and she's going to give us more details about exactly what we can expect. If you missed my IG Live a few weeks ago with Melissa Gaddy, she is the director of the Louisville Book Festival. You can go back. She has a lot of details about what's involved with that as well. But it is a really exciting event. It's a great way to promote literacy, get people excited about reading. And the neat thing is they have something for every age. So from kids all the way on up to adults, they've really worked hard to make sure that, worked very hard to make sure that there's something for everybody. There are lots of different genres that are going to be represented. Hello. Again, if you're just joining us, we're going to be talking about the Louisville Book Festival with its founder. Hello. Let me adjust myself here.
Hi.
Good to see you.
You too. I haven't been on in a while. I miss you.
I know. I miss you too.
How's everything going?
Good. Just busy. You know, a lot. I think a lot of us are kind of going through this that now that it's a good busy because everything is going back in person, which is exciting. But I think we're used to being home a lot more. And so now it just feels like we're out all the time. So
Yes.
It's kind of tiring, but it's exciting at the same time.
Yes, I've been having the exact same experience and feelings, so I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yes. And which is kind of leads into our topic for today, which is the book festival, which also was something that was virtual and now is switching to in person, which is exciting, but I'm sure is also a lot more work than just having a virtual conference or virtual
Yes,
festival.
it's an amazing amount of work. And I was just thinking today, what did I get myself into? Because, I have big dreams, so I'm working on all kinds of stuff. Just so I can update everybody really quickly, I have another book that is about to come out called
Which one?
In the Nick of Time 2.
Yes.
And I know you read it for me, and I
Yes.
greatly appreciate your feedback. I always tell you you're the ideal parent. You're the parent I'm trying to reach.
Right.
Um,
Well, I have to tell people it's really wonderful. If you've
Thank you.
read the first one, you're gonna love this. And if you haven't read the first one, you should read them both. But it's a standalone book. It can stand on its own, but
Yes.
it really works well with the first book. It's really beautiful.
Yes, so I have a new book coming out, so that's exciting. And did you notice the nod to the first book with Cooper's little brother is playing with his truck in the kitchen?
No. Oh,
So cute. It's so adorable. Charlene Mosley is my longtime illustrator for Makeaway Media, and she's just amazing. I mean, she does so many wonderful things, and there's a nod to Cooper and his family right at the front of the book. I have that going on. I have that book coming out,
nice.
and then I'm in New York. I wanted to show you really quickly because this is crazy. My life. I got a
I was
major.
gonna ask because I saw it on your Instagram.
I got a major upgrade. Let me just show you really, really quickly where I'm at, because this is kind of unbelievable. So, the other thing I'm working on, in addition to the new book and the Louisville Book Festival, is turning one of my book series into a Broadway show.
Wow.
And so I'm here in New York this weekend, and so I'm getting all kinds of inspiration while I'm here. And I know it's loud, but it's New York. It's crazy.
Exciting.
I know it's just there's so much always happening here. There's always something going on, and so it's just really neat to be here and to have this inspiration while I'm working on this dream. So the new book, the Broadway show, and now we have the Louisville Book Festival, and I just feel so honored to be the one to bring that to Louisville. But
Yeah.
boy, Leanne, it's a major undertaking.
Yes.
But it's finally happening. So back to what you were talking about at the beginning. Um, this is actually our third year. So sometimes people hear us refer to the book festival in a way that makes it seem like it's our first year.
Mm.
But it's actually our third year for the book festival, but our first year in person. The first year that we held the book festival was 2020. And of course, everything went online and went virtual that year. Then
Mhm.
2021, we thought we were going to be able to hold it in person, but we couldn't again. We had to go online. So this is the first year we'll be able to hold the book festival in person, and it's going to be downtown Louisville, Kentucky at the Kentucky International Convention Center, sometimes called KICC. It'll be Friday, October 28th, Saturday, October 29th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. both days. And I'm
Mm.
just so excited to come on today and talk about that and share that with everyone, because we have some amazing authors coming in town. We have a nationally recognized author named Maya Payne Smart, who's written a book that's so important called Reading for Our Lives. And when she says reading for our lives, that's exactly what it's about. Reading for Our Lives. And it is a literacy action plan for kids from the caregivers,
Mm.
whether parents, teachers, whoever,
Mhm.
caregivers can use with children who are ages birth to 6 years old.
Mm.
And we have Femi Faduba, who wrote The Upper World, and his book is currently being turned into a film by Netflix, produced and starring Daniel Kaluuya, who everyone knows from Black Panther, Get Out, Nope, all those movies. So those are two of the biggest speakers we have. We also have some Louisville stars like Emily Bingham, who has written a book that analyzes our controversial state song, My Old Kentucky Home. We have me.
Um,
I'm a little bit of a local star, not a big star, but a little star.
you are.
Um, we have someone named Dan Cannon, who's amazing. He's a law professor at the University of Louisville, and he's written a book called Pleading Out, which,
Mm.
oh man, you've got
Mm.
to read this book, especially if you're interested in criminal justice or social justice at all. And I don't really talk about the lawyer side that much, but I'm a lawyer too. I talk more about being an author and a dreamer and a
Yeah.
creator than I do
Mhm.
about being a lawyer. But I'm a lawyer,
Mhm.
and I did not know that in plea agreements, all kinds of things can be written into plea agreements that abridge your rights, not only as an American citizen, but as a human being. Um, so the pleading out talks about how the plea deal system in America has created almost a whole other class of
Mhm.
American citizens. And in
Right.
some people's plea agreements, they can write in things like you can't have children, which I didn't know.
Really? Wow.
Yes, that can be a part of your plea agreement, that you agree not to have children, or that you agree that you will go to church every Sunday.
Mm.
Things like that that I just, I
Right.
I had no idea. I had absolutely um, no idea. Oh, thank you so much. Here's my friend that comes on every week. She's so supportive of us, and she's tagging uh, other people. Oh, Real Talk with Tanya White. That name sounds familiar. So I wonder if she's in Louisville. Let me know, and I'll connect with her. But thank you so much for tagging other people. Yes, this is in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's happening at the end of this month. And I'm in between, Leanne. I'm in between excited and delirious. That's a lot, isn't it?
That's a fine line, right?
Yeah,
Well,
but
I just want to, I
I
have a
didn't even.
question, but also I have an observation. Do you
Yeah.
remember, I was thinking this morning, we had a really wonderful, one of my favorite IG lives with Tanya Abari.
Yes.
Her name right?
Uh-huh.
She was just so neat. I loved getting to hear from her. And one of the things that she said that really struck me is she talked about books as community care, which I
Yes.
really thought about that way. But thinking about your book festival, that's exactly what it is. Because all of these, because community care, as in you're bringing something really wonderful to Louisville. It's talking about reading, it's getting literacy, it's getting everybody excited, getting kids excited about reading, it's giving parents and caregivers tools they can use for literacy and things for the adults to do.
Mm-hmm.
That really is such a great example of books as community care. I mean, the books themselves are community care, but also how you're bringing everyone together around books and
Yes.
literacy. So exciting.
Yes, our one of our mottos or slogans
Mm-hmm.
is that we bring books to life.
Nice.
Because what we want to do is we want to reach kids who have not always had the warmest thoughts and feelings about books and reading.
Right.
We have a kids group, an adolescent group where we actually pay kids to read called It Pays to Read. And in that group, It Pays to Read, we surveyed all of the kids, and 100% of the children in that group, all of the kids in that group, said that they had never in their life, now picture this, Leanne, picture this,
Mm-hmm.
never in their life read a book that they picked on their own.
Really?
Yes, that is like mind blowing to me. So imagine how your view of reading would be shaped if
Mm-hmm.
everything you ever read was handed to you
Right.
by someone. Just things like that alone, just, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it it really hits home to me why we need something like this, where
Right.
kids will be able to enter this almost magical world, not even almost, truly magical world, and be able to meet the people who create books,
Yes.
hear about the ideas that
Mm-hmm.
brought the books to life,
Mm-hmm.
um, dream about their own stories and writing their own books, and pick from so many books
Right.
their own stories that they want to read. And hopefully it will be something that will stay with them forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal, is that they'll never forget the day they attended the Louisville Book Festival.
Because what people may not know, what we talked about in the IG Live with Melissa Gaddy is that one of the components of this is that you're having school groups come in.
Yes.
This will be part of their school days. They'll be bussed in and get to go to the book festival.
Yes, yes, and I hope so. There definitely will be school groups there, but I hope it's as many as we dream that it will be. You know, COVID still has a hold on a lot of things, and I hate to even bring up the word COVID because it's just, you know, everybody's so tired of COVID, COVID,
Right.
COVID. Everybody tired of COVID, tired of talking about it, but
Mm-hmm.
it definitely still affects us, and so. We hope to really have closer to 1,000 kids come to the Louisville Book Festival, but um, COVID has done something to all of us. It's changed a lot of things forever.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, people don't want to work the same jobs they worked before COVID. This
Mm-hmm.
is why we have so much trouble um, getting service the way that we're used to in restaurants, you know, and I always tell people, you know, you're going to have to find a way to suck that up and deal with it
Right.
because people don't owe us anything, you know? um, but it is also, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Absolutely. But also it's affected bus drivers. So we may not have the large number of kids that we'd hope. We'll still have kids, and that's all I care about. But we
Right.
may not have the large number of kids that we hope because Louisville has an extreme bus driver shortage.
Mm-hmm.
So in the past, all high schools and middle schools basically had their own buses, and elementary schools had their own buses, and they're on two different time frames. Well, now those buses and those bus drivers have to hustle to get all the middle and high school kids to school, and then they have to pull double duty because we have such a shortage and try to hurry up and get the elementary school kids picked up and get them to elementary school. So there's not a whole, and then, you know, the reverse, get back to the middle and high school, pick them up, get them
Right.
home, and then hurry up and get to the elementary school. So my point is there's not as much time in the middle of the day
Mm-hmm.
to do things like attend field trips. So we'll
Right.
still have kids, but just another reminder of how we're still not done with a
Right.
lot of the effects of, you know, these 2.5 years that we've
Right.
been through. Everybody kind of wants to move on, but there's
Not
still a lot of stuff happening that came out of that.
and things that may never go back to the way they were.
Yeah, things that may
But
never go back.
Just talking about, so if somebody, for the kids that are able to attend, what is that going to be like for them? When you say that you're having these authors, are they going to be speaking? Are they going to be there like they could actually go up and talk to them? Like what kind of interaction are they going to have?
Yeah, it's all of that. We'll have a big room where there'll be a lot of authors just lined up waiting to meet people, to talk to people about whatever, their books, how their books came to life, their vision for the books, how you put a book together, what being an author is like. You can ask them pretty much anything, anything you've ever wanted to know about either their book, if you're a fan of theirs, or if you're interested in writing yourself. But there'll also be lots of individual rooms where people will be holding sessions on different topics. Some people are talking about putting a book together. We have somebody talking about how to make audio books, which is interesting to me because that's something I've never gotten into yet. We have people who are talking about certain genres. So we have a panel of romance authors talking about, I like to call that panel When You Love Love. We have author interviews you can watch. We have a local group of podcasters called The Perks of Being a Book Lover, and they're going to interview authors live during the festival, so you can watch that and learn about podcasting, which I think is super cool. So it's all the ways that you can bring a book to life. We'll have characters. Pete the cat is going to be there, so you don't want to miss that.
I love that. That would be
You don't want to miss Pete. You don't want to miss Pete the cat. Gosh, what else? I know I'm forgetting a lot of stuff, but there's just, again, going back to our motto, we bring books to life. We want to show people all of the ways that books become a part of who you are. It's not just something you read for a homework assignment or something that you read to get an answer to something. It's something that truly becomes a part of who you are. It doesn't matter if it's a cookbook or a religious book that lifts your spirit or helps you answer some burning question that you've been having. It doesn't matter if it's a book about romance that you just use to kind of get away from the real world for a while. It doesn't matter if it's a kid's book that's fun and the whole family can read. We'll have story time. So we'll have local librarians coming in and reading to kids all day long. It's just going to be a lot of different angles of what you can do with the book, what you can learn from a book, and why books are amazing.
And it's also kind of neat that you're seeing different people, different careers you can do with books. I mean, of course, you have the writers, but you also talked about the podcasters, librarians.
Yes.
Doing a book festival. That's those are all like careers that kids
people who make audio books.
Right. Audio books, all
these
things that people might not think about when they think, I love books, I want to have a career in books. We always think about writing the books themselves, but there's so much else you can do with it.
Yes. Oh, we're going to have a local bookmobile too, a local bookmobile called the Book Spot Bus that gives away books for free. Oh, thank you, Michonne. I love seeing you every week. I'm getting so excited for this for us. Oh, yes. Okay, great. I'll look for you next week.
Bye.
Yeah. We're going to have a local bookmobile also called the Book Spot Bus that's going to be giving away free books while they last. We believe we may have enough books to give every child who comes to the book festival a free book because, when I was a kid and I'd go to scholastic book fairs, I always saw kids that couldn't get any books. And every once in a while, I would be one of those kids. Right. But I don't want a kid coming to the book festival and seeing all these great things about books, and everybody keeps talking about books. They're wonderful, and then they have to walk out and they don't have a book. And it's important to us that those kids be able to pick a book. So we're going to have a large stockpile of books for kids to choose from. But the community has been so generous. So many people have donated books to us. And so we believe we're probably going to have enough books for every child to leave the book festival with at least one book they pick out.
Amazing. It goes back to the idea of books as community care.
Yes. Yeah.
Remind again, so we're coming up on time. So can you remind us again of the
Mhm.
dates, and we'll put the link to the book festival in the notes of this to their
Okay,
Instagram.
great. Yeah, it's coming up really soon. It's this month, which is hard to believe after all this time. It's finally here. This month, Friday, October 28th, and Saturday, October 29th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I mean,
To,
10 a.m. to 6 p.m. 10 a.m. to
and
6 p.m.
to go, do they need to get a ticket ahead of time, or how do they need to go to the website to register?
The whole event is free. Everything is free. Nothing costs money. Yes. So you don't technically need a ticket, but there are some big uh, speakers coming in who you may want to get a ticket for. So go to the Louisville Book Festival website and go to the schedule for this year and register for the speakers you want to see, just to ensure that you can get in. Because even though it's free, if Maya Payne Smart has more people than her room can hold, you may not get into that session.
Get a ticket for to
Yes,
register.
register for
Oh,
those. Yes,
exciting! I can't
yeah,
wait to hear more about it. And I'm sure everything seems so crazy, but it's all going to come together, because
yeah,
this is this is really a really wonderful event.
yeah.
For
Thank
anybody
you
that's
so much.
joining later, this will all be up on Instagram in a few minutes, and then on YouTube later today, or you can just go to Louisville Book Festival, and they have the links where you can find out everything about the festival and get registered for the ones that you want to see.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you.
You too. Thank you.
Bye,
See you
everybody.
next time. Bye.